Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, August 29th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is presence helps me connect to God in the moment. And today we have opportunities to see all kinds of reflections as we have Venus moving into Libra. And as of this recording, we just had Mercury go direct. So we're kind of like not quite moving in this moment. We're ready for it, right? We're ready to move forward. But just take it easy with the shenanigans as Mercury is officially now direct. By the time you watch this, it will be direct. It's going to just take it a little bit of time, so keep that in mind. So I'm kind of excited about this transit, Venus into Libra. I actually had a realization that often Venus is the leader. Venus is the planet that often, sometimes it's Mercury, but leads us into the next sign, into the next energy. And Venus leading into this one is leading us into our second eclipse of this eclipse season, as it will be in Libra. And as I was sitting looking at the astro, one of the things that I mentioned last eclipse season popped into my head, and I was like, I have my trusty notebook where I write it all down. I was like, I feel like this may have been the Libra eclipse. So the Sabian symbol for the last Libra eclipse which was, what was that date? March 25th. Was, a man revealing to his students the foundation of inner knowledge upon which the new world could be built. And what came to me through that was the phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that the world is our teacher. But it's not just the world that is our teacher. It is everything that we encounter within our world that's our teacher. So it is nature, it's the storm that's rolling through, it's your crazy coworker, it's your frenemy, it's your loved ones, it's your chaos cat, it is a rock, it's a lovely little plant that likes to hang out with you, be part of the hidden astro squad, right? All of these things are teachers to us. All of these things are reflections to us in one way or another. And I feel like this is part of the healing of the world that we all need to embrace, because so often it's like, that person's bugging me, or this or that is happening to me because of this. And I think if we can look at it as a reflection, sometimes it's a fun house mirror, it's not necessarily an exact reflection, but recognizing its reflection as a teacher. What are you here to teach me? What are you here showing me about myself? That to me could be healing and freeing. And so here is some potential for Venus in Libra to embrace relating of any kind, even you're relating with God universe, as a teacher for you, to show you where you're at and what needs to be worked on and where you can lean in, and what is your vibrational nature. It's all showing us that. That being said, Venus in Libra would like to see the world through rose-colored glasses. I don't have my rose-colored glasses sitting right here, or I would put them on, because wow, do I love to look at the world through rose-colored glasses. And I think sometimes we need to look at the world through rose-colored glasses. I think sometimes we also need to see the reality, to see the teacher, and recognize, hello, Libra, hello, balance. There's time for both. And actually, sometimes we need to utilize them both, because sometimes when we get so wrapped up in reality, it can feel hard to know how to move, or even to want to move, or to react or do anything. And sometimes when we see the world through rose-colored glasses, we miss important signals that we also need to see. So, balance here as Venus moves through Libra. Venus will be moving through Libra until September. I'm trying to skip September, apparently. It's not going to happen. So, through Now I'm questioning the date that I actually looked up, because in my head it was October 18th, but that might be Venus into another sign. Mimi, let's see. Is Venus moving into Sagittarius? So again, just trying to skip the Scorpio of it all. Love that. So Venus will move around, like it looks about like the 22nd or 23rd. It's going to be moving into Scorpio. Right in the midst of our eclipse season, which, you know, may have some intensity to it. But our work before Venus shifts, our work is to lean into the reflection. Venus in Libra can be beautiful and harmonizing for relationships, and you may also see even more so where things are out of balance. And if you are, where can you take that lesson and bring it back to yourself? Because chances are, if it's reflecting something out of balance, there's also something out of balance in here. Now, one of the big things, we have the South Node currently moving through the sign of Libra, and that's where we're going to have one of our eclipses, very close to where the South Node is. And part of the lesson of the South Node in Libra, and part of a lesson of Libra, is a lesson of peace. And the lesson of peace is finding peace within before trying to create peace outside. Not that creating peace outside of ourselves is a bad thing, but often when we are doing things outside of ourselves, we're trying to create an illusion of harmony when there is disharmony inside. And so if you can settle, find that peace within, and create from a peaceful place, you're more likely to create more peace instead of chaos. Speaking of my chaos cats. So watch for that with this transit, because you may find yourself at times feeling called to create peace outside of yourself at the expense of yourself. And I swear that's one of the biggest lessons of Libra to be understood. Is there anything else I want to say about Venus in Libra? I don't know. I think really leaning into the relationship that you have with yourself, and I think leaning into that inner center, inner balance, is really going to support with these eclipses. These eclipses feel major. They feel big. And so I think knowing how to come back to that center within yourself and really working on that relationship you have first and foremost with yourself, and then with God, universe, can help support through these energies, especially as one of these eclipses is in Pisces, and it's very close to Neptune in Pisces, and it's a little bit bonkers. So there we have that. Now, besides this today, Venus, newly in Libra, is going to give us our first test as Venus trines with Pluto. So where are you at? Notice in the morning, where is your peace style? You know, are you off balance? Are you getting out of the wrong side of the bed? Or are you finding that peace? And are you able to stay, even as, you know, the universe has its handy button pusher reflections hanging out around? Pluto in Aquarius is like, hey, you can lean into this, you know, rose-colored glasses vibe. You can lean into this, but you may have to look at some of these dust bunnies that you've been trying to avoid. So that's its first connection. Besides that, Moon in Cancer is also bringing us to our emotional places. Moon in Cancer is connecting to Saturn in Pisces. So we're just feeling a little emo in these energies. So be aware of that. And it's okay to feel the emo. That's not you being off balance. That's not even you being lack of peacefulness. It's good to feel what you need to feel. I think it's important to feel what you need to feel as part of the whole process. So keep that in mind. So Chaos Cats knocked some things down, and I grabbed these two cards out. So we're actually going to look at these two cards. And it's funny because it's funny for multiple reasons. Joe was at the gas station like, hey, do you want anything? And I was like, broccoli, please. So the broccoli card popped out. But it's interesting that it's leadership, and it actually has the sign of Libra here. I wonder what these cards are. Margot, what is this card? This is a card I think sent by Margot. So Margot, what is this deck? I love this deck. I think I need it. But leadership. So here's Venus. Here's the yin leading. And I feel like the yin has that capability to take those steps because the yin, Venus energy, can lean into intuition. So letting intuition guide you, help you move forward. The other one feels very, Libra too. Luminescence. And I don't know what this card is about or what deck it's from or anything, but it feels very Venus, and it's very in the flow, and it's very heart-centered. So these cards just felt really beautiful that the cats knocked down. Thank you for the Chaos Cats. As for my regular cards, at the top is the projections card. And this feels, again, very Venus in Libra. You can utilize these projections to take you down, or you can utilize these projections to see where there is stuff for you to work on. Even just letting the projection affect you is a place where you can do some shift. But there's a hint there. If it's affecting you, there's something that's resonating deeper within you that can be looked at. Today, we're working on our presence. I feel it so strongly in these three cards. We have the existence card, that's the Magician. Recognize the power of your mind, the power of your thoughts. And then we have slowing down and moment to moment. Take time for presence. I feel like people are like, Mercury retrograde's over, jump into everything. Take it slow. Just an encouragement. Take it slow right now because I still feel the shenanigans afoot. Our final card, though, speaking of goodness, is ripeness. Moving towards physical manifestation. Moving towards it happening. And I'm also hearing being ready to be ready for whatever these next steps are. So getting yourself ripe and juicy and ready for whatever this next is that's coming in. So I'm going to leave that there for today. You can book a reading. Eclipse readings available, little check-in readings available, general readings available, all kinds of readings. Email me for any of those. And besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.